Hi, this is Tiana. She's a Disney toddler doll. I think she's called originally My First Toddler Princess. I got her at the thrift store or an estate sale. I don't remember where I got her, but I only paid $1 for her. And the reason she was only $1 is because she had scratches all over her. Her dress was in pretty good shape. There's just a couple little damage here in the back, but all in all, it's lasted better than the doll has lasted. She didn't have a frog with her, but she did have her tiara that went with her. But anyway, she did have a lot of scratches. I haven't got her completely cleaned up yet, but you can still see the scratches around her neck. She had a really huge scratch across her forehead, and I've been using the same technique with the fingernail files to get as many scratches out of her as I can. I went ahead and I took her, she had pigtails on both sides. I took her pigtails down. I pierced her ears. It took a while to pierce her ears because there's a really hard plastic to get through. So I had to heat the pin up, and then I used pliers to get through. She's got another scratch here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm just going to go ahead and use the shine and see if I can get that off. And sometimes you have to start with the roughest grit and then work your way down to get to buff these scratches out. You can start small and hopefully it'll work for you. If not, then you're going to have to go with the stronger grit. But what you're going to end up is you're going to end up with a little shine on there. So what I found out is these magic erasers, they have enough grit in them that really can take the shine right off of the shine spot right off. And then once you have that shine spot off, if you want to use the chalk pastels as actual, see, you can use the chalk pastels as, I got the 24 set, because you get more color variety in the 24 set. So I can use this brown, and then I can pick up some, I guess you'd call it like a mocha, and you can even go to like a copper. And then you can just put that on the doll, and it acts and then just rub it in. It'll give her highlights, and it'll also make that last buffing almost disappear completely. It's almost like putting powder on your face. And that will can't even see the scratch now. See how it's gone? And she looks pretty good. She's got a little problem here on her cheek here too. And just tried the magic eraser. And sometimes that took a lot of her blush off. So what I might want to do now is take a little bit of the, let me get her here out of the way. Take a little bit of the, what color would I use for that? Let's start with this right here. A little, yeah, I think that would do it. Blush her up a little bit. Okay. What I did is I took some white paint and I gave her 2 extra dots in her eyes. And the reason I did is I think it makes her shine brighter. So I put a dot here and I put a dot here. So she originally she only has the 2 white dots. I put the 2 extra dots right there so that it just highlights her eyes better. She had that big scratch right here on her forehead, and I've got most of it off. But same thing with the pastels. You can just get right in there and put it on her skin and cover it right up. Another thing you can do if you want to is you can take a little paintbrush, and since she's going to be wearing a purple dress, I'm going to take a little purple on here, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to give her a little touch of eyeshadow. Okay, you can let it sit, and once it absorbs into the vinyl, it's going to stay there, even if it's just a touch. Not much, you just want to give her a little touch of eyeshadow. And there you go. And she's getting in pretty good shape. She still needs she needs more buffing out. but she's getting there. Okay, as far as her hair, I just washed it, took it out of the ponytails, and then instead of brushing it, I'm just picking it out to keep it, keep the curls in. So you just want to lightly pick it out, and that will keep all the curls nice and pretty. I mean, if you don't want to put her back in ponytails, but you can do it that way. Give her some really pretty curls. Okay, so anyway, she ended up with, she ended up getting that last knitted dress I made because it didn't fit the animators. I made the hips too, I made this too narrow. I thought by extending this just with one extra crochet down the side would be enough. It wasn't. It's not big enough. So Tiana inherited this dress. Let me get this out of the way. So I was able to finish off these edges same way I did, but I only did them one at a time, and it seemed to work just fine. So you've got 1, 2, 3. You could do a neater job if you do it by hand, but I didn't do it by hand. I did it by sewing machine. But depends on how much extra time you want to put in this. So here's her dress. And what I ended up doing was having to overlap this too much. So there's your first snap. The second snap I put underneath that first layer of yarn. So what you want to do is just pull that snap to the front so that when you snap right over the yarn. Do this with one hand. So that the yarn will lay flat when you put it together. And then the last one, you might want to lift the layers of, yeah, she's still got scratches on her legs here. Sometimes all it takes is the magic eraser and they come right off. Sometimes you have to use the fingernail files. Yeah, okay, so there's the back of her dress. And they all hang now, just like that. Okay, so you want to pull her dress down. Hair out of the way. I made her I was going to put buttons down the front or ribbons, and I decided no, this way she can wear a necklace if she wants to. So I made her a little heart necklace that goes with the silver in the dress. There's that. And then I made her some shoes. I did the same pattern as I did for the high heels, only I didn't make them high heels, I just made them flat. And I couldn't cross these in the front, I had to cross them in the back because they wouldn't stay on her feet. So what I ended up doing was putting the cross in the back. And then just, let me see if I can sit her down to do this. There's one. To see how she's crossed in the back there, and that keeps her shoes on. I couldn't do it the other way. I mean, I could have made a different strap for her hair, but I mean for the shoes, but I just did it that way. So let's put this back. Get her hair out of the way. Okay, and then let's put her here so she doesn't fall over. I gave her the hat too. This is that same, I think it's called Summer Breeze hat. Same thing, except it was a little too big for her. So I ended up putting scallops with the wire in the back. I just bent the wire until I got scallops in it. And that just gives it a nice look to it when it's on her. You could do it all the way around, but it looked too much like a granny. So I ended up just doing it like that, and I think that turned out nice on her hair. I could put a purple ribbon in it if I wanted to match this purple down here, but and that's Tiana. I got her all fixed up, no scratches. A few scratches left, but not many. And there's her new dress. So Tiana and the frog, Princess and the Frog. She's pretty. She's very pretty. Got a real nice look to her. I could put a little bit more blush here, a little more brown to cover that shine spot. Yeah, she needs a little more work on her face. But there she is. Very pretty. Okay, well, there's Tiana. Okay, talk to you later.